Kiwi leeches, my precious buddies, so what? Who hasn't watched these previous videos, or doesn't know what this is about, or is here on the channel for the first time? I'm already going out to search for the hut for the third time. The hut is called the Geodesists' hut. That's what the local hunters call it. Once it happened to me so quickly, many people know this story. Once I was told a story about this Geodesists' hut, and they told me that it's located somewhere around this place. I set out, walked a long way, and barely made it back home. The forest is unpleasant. Over there, just beyond the swamp, you see a lot of large trees. They're basically our old roads, but they're just like here. You can't really tell. I found some tractor cables there. Well, cables, metal cables, cables. I would end up on the path, got lost many times. The clearly marked path intermittently disappears, alternating between a forest path and an animal trail, making it difficult to discern. There are no notches or marks, nothing at all. I found some notches, but I'm unsure if they're fresh. So what did I do? I went back, asked again, then went again. I was just too confident. So, what happens? I was coming out of the swamp, and there's this mountain-like island in the swamp. It's called Metsa. Metsavara. But you still won't find a mountain like that, because that's what the locals call it. So it's not written on the maps, but the locals, the local Karelian people, Metsavara, Metsa, it means hunter, hunting, arrow, and so on. I just emerged from the swamp onto an island, and... How did I find this hut? I was just monitoring. Somewhere I thought there should be a hut. So let's say I have an area about 10 by 10 kilometers, and I just kept looking and looking, and finally I found the outline of the hut. Can you imagine? So now I'm just walking. I used to walk, but how else would it be? I thought I would find a road and follow its path. I was told there's a path, but it disappears and that's it. Now I know where I need to go, but we're going there without a road. That is, we're taking a shortcut. I'm currently walking through a steep pine forest that I enjoy. Capercaillies and black grouse are flying up around me. But this forest, it's kind of strange. On it? So, it's a mountain, that's Metsavara, and right on it there's a swamp and a birch grove, and basically everything is just like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Let's go take a look. I likely said too much. I have a VP208 with various licenses for authorized individuals. My fishing dog, Drunya. I got dressed, grabbed my backpack, a snack, and a flashlight to explore the cabin. I'm unsure if the cabin is occupied. Let's check it out, friends. Drunya emerges after Minka, barking at someone in the distance. That's how it is. A hunter would go now and get a moose if one was there, but we're not hunting moose at the moment. And just now I heard a capercaillie fly in, or maybe a female black grouse, but most likely a capercaillie. It sounded so heavy. Do you know what it's like when you're sitting and listening like this? Right now it's the same thing, somewhere over there. Drunya. Drunya. Friends waited for Drunya for 20 minutes. The bastard was yelling here, shouting. He's gone completely crazy with those deaf guys. We're falling behind schedule, of course, but alright, let's move, let's go. What else can we do now? Alright, no fuss. This is the second time. Some places here are just... You come here and it's like, you end up in some kind of anxiety. There's always this feeling of anxiety, a sense of unease. But these are wild places. They're all like that. It's no wonder there are so many capercaillies and black grouse here. Well, I mean, wild logs, slippery ones. The logs are slippery, you could fall. Look, friends, I'll just film the panorama for you. The forest is frozen at -3 degrees today, with witch's hair lichen, also known as moss, covering the trees. Fishing dog. Let's go, you're already walking here. After all, it's hard to move your body there. But here you walk so skillfully, so knowingly. Well, in general, it's not the first time we've crossed this wretched swamp. It's better to follow our old tracks because... I chased the hazel grouse, my friends. Let's delve deeper to make the navigation more engaging. And here in the forest it's so dark. This is Chernolezi, but there are patches of cow parsnip, really serious ones. It's cold. There's an icy chill here and some wild berries. We just got past the first obstacle, the kind I don't like. The navigation got messed up again, which is bad. We could improve that. So, we went straight through, damn, but that's the right way. Last time I went, I looked and that's the way we should go. Now we'll climb a bit into this cool forest and go to the right cool forest, the one I haven't walked through before. I'm telling this for those who forgot. I just crossed the swamp and now I'm starting the ascent. It's like, for us, how do you call it? A city, a mountain, but it's kind of slow. And, well, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. So as I start the ascent, I'll be filming a little bit along the way. Let's go. Enough talking already. You'll see. It's tough like this. These without trails, without roads, but I've already been here twice without trails, without roads, and I was amazed. And it's better if I have my own path. I'll move towards it myself, choose the route, and so on. Volnushki and kit mushrooms are nearby, but I got lost on the way to the cabin and was walking in circles. Now I'm going straight through the forest, and physically, well, maybe it's a little hard for me, but if you look at it psychologically, well, it's kind of... psychologically, I'm satisfied and in good spirits, so everything is fine. The forest here is fascinating. My friends are past the field. The grass looks freshly mowed. The road is indistinct, lacking clear outlines. It's rather ambiguous. I occasionally pass by places like this. It feels like people used to live here, but that's probably not the case. And here, friends, it turns out the higher you go, the cooler the forest gets.
Space.
But ahead of us is a swamp, and I think getting to it will be tricky again. Strange. Apart from hazel grouse at the edge of the swamp, you don't meet anyone here. It's understandable to know places like that. So, to cross the swamp or go around it, to enter around it. Here, approaching the swamp already starts to become problematic. Yes, no, look, here's a fluttering place. Little birds are fluttering, well, and they're small. If they were bigger, they would have dug it up a lot. Filth! Friends, let's sit and rest for a while. I've been walking for a long time. I haven't come across any trails, markings, or roads. Nothing at all. All I keep finding are some strange fields. A birch grove, which I don't really understand why in such a place there are stumps, trees that haven't been cut down, nothing at all. Well, that is... So there are no sucaristovs here? Well, there weren't any. The sticks are standing, basically, like that. I don't know. Now I'll undress this thing, this wonder.
Duruyun da.
Friends, you see, I'm so intrigued. I don't know if the hut was lived in or not. Two people told me, well, one said that it was probably theirs. One said so because he was here a very long time ago, more than a decade ago, and the other said that it belonged to everyone. Well, you have to see it with your own eyes. But what if someone is faking it, supporting it? Well, I don't know. I even wanted to take a sleeping bag with me, to take some food with me, like to go. But today, I just took the bare minimum. A little bread, a bit of salo, and a chocolate bar. That's not the bare minimum. Also drunyas and oatmeal cookies costing 200 rubles per kilo. I'm just afraid that he might, that he might get lost. Well, he's only just starting to go into the woods, like seriously. So the time we have? 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. I got up at 6 today. By the time I got here, it was already 9. Oh, come here, Cookie. Come here, Cookie. Come here, Cookie. Where are you over there where you walk? Come here, Cookie. Opa na, tasty treat, half of it. A whole one is too round and not convenient for him. Well, let me try it too. You've got good taste. Alright, so let's head out. I'm in an awesome mood today. The key is to not let anything ruin it for us. Let's go. I somehow missed the small swamp. I guess I walked right by it without noticing. I wasn't paying attention to the navigation. Well, in general, we can say we're already getting closer. We're already getting closer. I was also told that somewhere not far from the hut, there's a geodetic tower. But since this is a mountain, it has a name. The place is Vara. Vara is the mountain, as I already said. Since this is a mountain, it has a name. Look, someone was digging something. A creature was digging here. The mountain has a name. This is serious, just pure up. Here begins such a forest. Just imagine being... I don't like this kind of forest. So let's go a little more to the left. We'll end up in the swamp anyway. A big swamp, a real swamp like that. Drunya is barking at someone. Come here. I get so scared when Drunya barks at someone. But he can bark at anyone, even at hazel grouses. Let's just think that it's just hazel grouses. Come here, I'm here. Alright, maybe. Let's hope that he just imagined it. But what about the swamp? What about that cursed bridge to the bog? Friends, capercaillies are digging everywhere on the mainland, but look at the beauty we have here. Oh, you saw it, phew, finally. I got lost, went the wrong way. So you see, there's a capercaillie lake here. Volk, I got lost, went the wrong way. That's how it always is, even when you have a clear idea about the route and so on. Still, that's how it is.
Yeah, that's all. Now that way.
We'll just go through the woods. Damn, I feel birds, of course. This is my first time having such an experience, friends, but everyone has a first time. Let's go. I think we'll find a path here somewhere, or a road, or maybe just a pleasant forest, already tasty, a forest that's beautiful, sweet. See what words I'm using? The forest is awesome, man, really. Chic. Let's see, friends. I'll keep the camera on in case we spot someone. We should, of course, go more to the left, but I want to go straight, right to the center of the mountain. I'm already starting to see some rocks. Oh, what forests. What an interesting thing I found. Caberezovi. What is it? You see an opening. Opana, friends?
Opana?
And that's what I was talking about. I don't know. It's probably Vizira. Take a look. Vizira, Prosica, they call them various names. I'm not sure. But let's follow it. I'll check the map to see where it goes, although I couldn't find it last time. Yeah, and from the phone too. There, you see, it's straight ahead. Easy now. This isn't for you. Here, have a cookie for now. Take it. Hold the cookie. What, you couldn't believe your eyes when you saw it? I think the hut is on the hill, about 300 or 438 yards away. Let's hope so. Yes, friends, the forest here is really magnificent. Exactly. It's kind of ancient. Well, how can I put it? I don't know. Ancient, you see, a sawn-off fallen log. But no, this is 100 years old. Dry, a sawn-off stump. They knocked it down and usually saw off a piece. Well, it's about 4 meters. You see, they sawed it. It looks like it's still fresh. Exactly aiming at the table. Friends, on the post I won't show you the number, just like this from this side I'll show you the kilometer or marker post as they call it, and the road goes steeply uphill. We have this. This is with the hut and the stump. Friends, look from that side. I'll show you now, friends. Look at what a cap, basically. And here is the hut, or rather, what's left of it.
Why are you barking?
Come on, it's just him, friends, probably reacting to the hut like that. So let's go take a look. There it is, the old place. I spent so much effort on it. Now, how do we get to it?
Let's go in from over there now.
This moment, friends, this is the best part on a trip. You see, you understand, right? For me, This moment, it's the coolest, the most awesome, really. Something smells. Opana.
Hello?
Hello? Slowly we all look around with pleasure, with something unprecedented. I don't know, friends, this... It's strange, of course, but I don't even feel like talking. Here it is, friends, the Izba. How long I searched for it and how amazing it is, it's just something else. Now I'll show you everything. Look, what do we see here? Here we see jars, 3 jars, 4. One you see is from condensed milk with these punctured things. This is a fire pit. Here you can see there were stones and so on. Well, apparently, I don't know. Well, it's not that old. Dryun, what are you doing? Eating. Here's a barrel like this. Something was transported in it, but it's not clear what. I'm inspecting it now. What am I looking at and how do I proceed? Look how strange it is. This is the kind of inspection. Some kind of ancient staff you see here. A net. Why do they need a net there? A lake, yes, many kilometers. I don't know what they carried here. Where they got water from, I also don't know. So, about the logs. I can say that. These logs here, they're relatively new. That means someone has been here. The logs are relatively new. Teapots. Already grown in... with 2 holes. A teapot with 2 holes? Well, why would you make something like that? Some kind of strap? 99th year Pia, it says here. It says Pia. Come on, we've finally made it here, Pia. Then 99. The hut is built in the paw style, I think. The roof has collapsed. It's all done for. Everything has rotted. Everything has collapsed. Ah, it's a shame. Damn, I'm telling you, really. Not at the right time. I found out about this hut at the wrong time, even though it had already collapsed. How many years ago, I don't know. Look, there's such an icicle hanging there. That's what the vent was like. This is really difficult and disappointing for me. Oh, you axe, friends. Damn, that's cool. Someone used to go in there. I immediately have thoughts. And right away I want to tell you, it would be great to restore it. But I won't be an empty talker. I've already had this experience. When I really wanted to, was absolutely sure that I wanted to restore the hut, but nothing worked out.
Look, friends, it's very interesting.
So, here are the crowns already. Some are rotten, some have fallen down. That's how it is. Made like a gable, or how should I say, an axe. Look at what kind of... Look at what's written here. 88th year, or maybe, yeah. Okay, 1971 probably. That's what you're looking at, you know. That's probably the year of construction. But this is something like a chemical smoke of tsa, friends. It was made. Here's a little window like this. Glass. A block. A forged nail like this bit. Drunya. Phew. All the details. Friends, I'm looking at all the details. A little window with mugs. Go over there. Here we have a little bottle hidden. In short, this is what the hut looks like. Well, here, as usual, it's called something in Karelian. I forgot so well what. Look, the main thing is how the locks are made. They're amazing, you see. So here you have a stick like this, and these kinds of locks are made. That is, there were some very interesting people here. So 1975 in the afternoon. What is this? Friends of Shovels? Well, yes, in places like this. Well, what? Let's get acquainted. Wait, I forgot. So, well, friends, great. A cabin. And how bad everything is here. Me, come here, come out. How bad everything was here a day ago. How bad everything is here, friends. But how cool everything used to be here. Oh. Not at that time, not at that time, not at that time did I find out about her. It would be nice to transport materials here by snowmobile, but previously there were no snowmobiles available. Their covering is the floor. There used to be wooden benches, towels, but someone has been here. Look, friends, this is called the Utyatnitsa, duck roaster. There's something written on it too, but it's unreadable. Look here, kvass, and what year? Here it is, where something is written. Maybe it's the expiration date. It's not written. It's not here either. Yes, it's a pity, friends. Well, let's keep looking. Keep looking. All right, let's keep looking. That's it. The inspection continues. Look, Mizochka. She was probably lying here, then fell down along with everything else. So, a little jar like this, a little bowl. Hey, Drin, look what a little teapot, an aluminum mug, just one. This was something, sugar.
A frying pan, friends, a frying pan too, and this little thing here.
Here's an aluminum pot and some forks. Let's take a look. Let's put it here for now. Let's take a look, Vilky. Here it is, like this. So, aluminum ones. Oh, everything got stuck here. Like this. Here. Like this, Alyumishka, just like that. Well, someone brought it from home, so look what they've got. That's how we hang the pot. Look, here's a little knife like this. Have you seen it? So,
Raselnik, oh my, an opener, a piece, candles.
well, mugs, just regular mugs. So what else is interesting here? A shelf like this, some kind of engraving, and the roof just fell like that. Everything here has been down for years. There are jars lying around, including one from under herring from before, but they have no dates or anything. So here we have some kind of chalk. And what about the stove? All jars, but here was the stove. There it is. Well, basically it's still functioning. These are such cool boots. So the towel is hanging. Let's go upstairs. Let's see. It's such a pity to lose a house like this in a place like this. Well, I don't know. It's such a pity. For some reason, I thought it was, restored. but it seemed to me that someone still hunts here. And just imagine, to inherit, well, so to speak, yes, a house like this in these places. Everything is moving, everything. Let's take a look from above. Here's the pipe. It's also rotten. A piece has already fallen off. And what was in the attic?
First aid kit? First aid kit.
There's some kind of mousetrap over there. Or you see aluminum wire. Well, basically all that kind of standard stuff. Damn, I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry. I don't know. I think, how can you restore it? Yeah, there's no way to restore it.
No way, it's already done. It's already done. I'll go around.
So you can see. Well, I have this feeling, friends, that someone lived here for a while, maybe in the 90s, in the early 2000s, maybe even later. The place is interesting, the places are interesting, but how could anyone abandon such a cabin?
How could anyone abandon it? Such a cabin. It's a pity.
You see, there used to be something here. By the way, there's no newspaper, right? Something was separated like this. Somewhere else they say there's a tower. There was a tiny window. I don't know why it was so small.
I'm really disappointed. It's a shame.
For some reason I thought that someone was watching over this hut. But now it's like a monument, like a memorial, like a legacy. It will remain in my videos.
I think someone will find this very interesting.
A jar with wax. The year isn't written.
A 1.5 liter bottle? Arsenal Naya. Oh, friends, it's a pity, of course.
Well, I enjoyed being here. I really did. I managed to come here 3 times. I managed to reach this hut. Actually, for me, well, the whole story could have ended, of course, in a more interesting way. If only... It would have ended more interestingly if the hut had been intact. I'll check now. I found it on the map, friends. I went there twice, couldn't find it, just by stories. Then I came back home, where I have good internet and good maps. I looked at the maps and found the outlines, and I headed into the forest, as you saw, and found the hut. Let's have some tea. Actually, I think that if only... But that's all nonsense, if only.
I was gonna pick moss, by the way.
I think that if the ceiling were intact, or if the beams were intact, perhaps we could bring materials here to cover the roof and make other repairs.
It was directly covered with boards like this, and on top.
Ruberoid, ruby.
And on top, a ruberoid.
Okay, well, all right. What's here?
Now we'll get something. Now we'll look around, walk a bit. Somewhere around here, maybe there's water, because I didn't bring any water with me. I took a pot, I took some tea. If anything, we'll eat some salo with bread. That's it, simple.
Let's go. Let's walk around and look for some water.
Basically, we have standing water right here. We can get some here, yeah. Maybe there was a spring somewhere where people used to get water here. It's interesting. Just think about it. Friends, can you imagine? Every year there were moments. Alright, we'll go without tea. It's no big deal. Every year there were moments when this hut could have been saved. Wait! Friends, that's all for tea and cookies.
I made him 2 pieces, calm down, then 2 more.
So, I have some salo. Well, I'll cut him some salo with bread too, but why am I just sitting here with water? I should have, friends, I should have done it smarter. I should have taken a 1.5 liter bottle with me and filled it up along the way, closer to the hut, closer to Drius. Why aren't you eating? I'm not giving you my food yet. You eat your tasty cookies that you love.
I have salo today.
My mom gave me a whole garlic like this to take with me, and a tomato. Garlic, of course, friends, after...
I can't smell garlic after coronavirus, but remembering how it smells.
Alright, let's skip the tea today, skip everything now. I'll just have a snack and tell you things for myself.
It's smoking, it's steaming.
By the way, I also want to ask you why these things are made here. 4 pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 pieces.
Isn't this so that the logs don't shift? Because it's been cut. There's a groove. You could have just fixed it with dowels.
I'm not sure, but if anyone knows, please comment. These latches, or rather hinges, are quite interesting.
How old is the log house? Everything still works perfectly.
By the way, friends, this place is called, how should I put it? People who aren't local, but who have been here, call this place the Surveyor's Cabin. Apparently, they knew these people, or maybe their fathers knew these people. So, for me, that was interesting.
I've seen the Kingdom of the Cabins, I've seen those, I've seen these, but I haven't seen the Surveyors.
Well, friends, Duenya and I had lunch, he ate his cookies, and I also shared some chocolate with him.
Duenya, I'm not talking to you. No, don't get ready.
So, what I want to say, after 3 tries, I finally found this hut. I dreamed that it would be here, hoping that I could come here to hunt. I spent the night, and then went further. But unfortunately, time does not spare the huts that are abandoned until the very last moment. I was hoping that the hut was still livable, or that it could be fixed up a bit, but unfortunately no.
what I want to say is, don't like, don't subscribe. I wish you good health. Take care of yourselves. And that's it, friends. The hut. I showed it. This was my difficult project. A project, damn, that I approached the wrong way. Now I need to study. Everything will become more specific, more specific, more specific, more specific study, so that it's, well, clear, so that it's easier, so that it's safe. So once again, I'm saying, health in your hands and your legs, and don't really put likes, don't subscribe. My furry friend and I are moving on. We still have some things to do.